Okay, for today's video, hold on the door. Make sure I'm not too loud. It's nighttime. Anyways, for today's video I wanted to talk about a subject that Katrina and I were discussing tonight, and it's about this Tumblr author that posted a post earlier, like a vlog on Tumblr earlier, and the link will be in the description if you want further information, but it's from an author known as Unwinona, and like I said, it was earlier September. She posted a little vlog or blog post about the occurrences of verbal abuse and just sexual harassment, etc., towards women on public transportation. And her example is that she has to take like 3 trains every night, and there's something that always happens. She's adjusted how she approaches the situation. She always has a book that she has, and she knows how to pretend to be reading. She tries to ignore people, and she'll walk away if it's seeming too annoying, if they're getting too close. But this certain night, she went into it and she was reading a book, and these 3 18-year-olds or young boys went behind her and started. One boy of the friends started like picking on her and asking her what she was reading and trying to hit on her, and she walked away. And the other 2 boys' friends were like, hey, why are you doing that? Why do you gotta be that way? And then all of them started catcalling to her, and calling her stupid and asking, making fun of her, yelling across the train. She was on the other end of the train, but by a businessman and a couple. But they kept yelling, and no one did anything. No one said anything, and they just kept yelling at her. And then so she got off that train. She got to the next train, and it was a lot more empty. There was one other guy. Then a guy got on with a bicycle, and he seemed like a normal guy. Then he went up to her and asked her what she was reading, and she basically said, hey, I don't feel like talking to you. And then he got really upset. He went to the other side of the train, and as the train kept going, he kept on getting more aggressive and started yelling at her and like punching the wall, punching doors, and threatening her, saying if he had a gun he'd kill her. And she was just trying to like ignore it the whole time and just prepared to physically defend herself if she had to. But she felt like she couldn't get up and move, because if she got up, she'd be opening herself to an attack, and with him punching the wall and stuff, she had no idea what to do. And the guy that was on the train, the one other guy that was on that car, wasn't doing anything. He was just sitting there quietly, ignoring the situation just like she was. And so she got off, and she made sure she watched if the bicycle guy got on the same train with her, and he didn't. And then finally she just kind of like breathed and started shaking and felt like she was going to throw up, and she wrote down everything about what happened that night so the facts wouldn't get all screwed up, and then she posted that post that's in the link below, and basically she tries to make a point that some men don't know how much women go through all this, and especially in bigger cities like Los Angeles, where the story was from, or New York, Chicago, any of the bigger cities, even Fargo, where we're from. There's stories of this, and some guys just don't get it, and like apparently even some guys meet these stories with apathy, like, oh, you should take self-defense, or blah blah blah, or if I had a whole group of guys, we'd do something. But the point of the fact is you'll never have a whole group of guys. If you see something like this happen, you're not going to be able to have a whole group of guys or convince people to help you. And we were talking about this, and personally, I, with my background and just being the older brother, I've always been a protector. I would step in there. I would either go just stand next to the person that was being verbally abused, or I would say something to the person that was verbally abusing. Even if it meant having to defend myself to defend them, I would do it. Because I don't know, that's just me. If I had to get into a fight, if someone started swinging at me because I tried to stop them from verbally abusing someone, I would defend myself. There's no questions asked. And some people are afraid of that. Some people are afraid, well, I don't want to say anything because then they'll start attacking me. And so a lot of times things like this go unhelped. unaided, and people just every day are verbally abused and sexually assaulted, or just blatant sexual harassment on these public transportations, and there's nothing people do about it. And one thing that we were also talking about was, well, what if we pumped up security on these trains? Granted, that would take more money, and where would the money come from? If you had a guard on every other train, at least you'd have a security guard on every other train. Then also, you have to make sure that security guard is willing to help, because there have been instances where this kind of stuff has happened in front of a security guard, like in a foreign country to a foreigner, and the security guard just stands there and doesn't do anything about it, just lets it happen. So you got to make sure that security guards are willing to stand up and help. Also, like I was talking before, where's the money coming from? Would people be willing to pay a little bit of extra per ticket to help pay for these guards? Would taxes be a good route? Where would this money come from? And would it even help to have someone on every other car? Would it put too much danger? I mean, because cameras don't do much. Katrina was telling me about a story where this one guy was chasing this girl, and he looked straight up at the camera, flipped him off, and killed her with a crossbow, and then drug her back through the camera. And they have yet to find him. She thinks they have yet to find him. So obviously cameras don't help. You have to have someone physically there, willing to defend and protect, because the general public won't. And this is something that we learned in psychology class too. Is if you have something that happened, there was a woman that was sexually abused, and well, she was raped and then murdered right in public. And the people around the area didn't do anything. And this was a bigger city, and people around the area didn't do anything. There were people in cars, there were people in homes, and the reasoning that the psychology is behind it, because you think, well, I can't do anything about it, someone else will do something, or someone else is going to do something, someone else will call the cops, I don't need to, kind of a thing, and then no one does. So what's your guys' opinion on this thing? What can we do to change this so it doesn't keep happening? What can we do besides self-defense? Because you can try to tell someone to do self-defense, and they can learn self-defense, but let's say your assailant has a gun or a knife, or is a lot stronger than you. You're going to still have issues defending yourself. And if there's a group of people, then what? I mean, there has to be something done besides just teaching self-defense, because self-defense is a good way to go about it, but it cannot help you in all cases. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think on this story. Just put a little comment in the comments below and let me know what you feel and how you feel about this situation. Have you had this happen to you? I personally have never been accosted or like had someone verbally abuse me. Katrina has, and I've had friends where I've had to almost run out of a building to try to help, because they called me and they said they were being followed by a drunk person. But have you guys had any experiences? Let me know, and yeah, I think that's going to be it for this video. Like I said, I'll post the website down here. And you guys have a good night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.